Welcome to this week's video, and we have a cozy rainy day here in Ireland. So I thought, what better way to tackle the rest of those jobs that I have on my list. I've been having a bit of an unplanned September sorting and a bit of a September reset in the house. And actually, I was chatting to some of you guys in last week's video in the comments section, and the guys who are in the likes of the southern hemisphere, so Australia, New Zealand, I'm so sorry for any other places that I don't know, but a lot of you were saying that your gardens, you are coming into springtime, you're doing spring cleaning in the house. So maybe I feel like September is kind of like that for autumn. I was saying that last week, that kind of feels like the March coming into spring, whereas I feel like we're the opposite. We're starting to cozy down a little bit. So getting the house clean. The last thing I want to do when we're in the depths of winter is cleaning windows. So while I'm getting ready to kind of head into autumn, I thought I might do that now, because let's face it, I probably only do them twice a year. I'm also trying to have as much cut flowers as I can in the house that I've taken from the garden while there is still lots of blooms in the garden. I'm hoping that if I keep deadheading, I should have some flowers all the way through until maybe mid-October, maybe the end if I'm lucky.
Appalachian sunrise meets my skin. Even with my eyes still closed, I can feel it coming in. Golden, golden, I'll follow only golden, 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 golden things. Mountain laurel high fives for miles in spring. Rainbow trout and hummingbird wing. Golden, I'll follow only golden, golden, golden things. Gold hair, gold rings, gold leaves, gold anything, golden, I'll follow only golden.
The rain started to pick up, but you know, it was quite relaxing. Cleaning the windows, tackling some jobs I put on the long finger, especially dusting. I find maybe once a quarter I'll do some dusting, or if I see dust, I'll dust it. I'm not a preventative kind of dusting person, but there is something relaxing and rewarding about just looking after what you have. And it felt good when I got to sit down then in the evening with a cup of tea, enjoy the rain, and the house was clean.
Walk up the river by my son. Feet step over splinters of the moon. Golden, I'll follow only golden, 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 golden things. Gold birds, gold string, gold words, gold anything, golden, I'll follow only golden, 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 golden things, golden, I'll follow only golden, golden, golden things.
I've had this pair of geraniums sitting on my windowsill all summer long, and the pot dries out really quickly because it's in a baked window, and I just have some clutter that's been gathered on the windowsill. So I'm finally going to pot this guy up, give him a proper terracotta pot. This is a mint scented pelargonium, and I don't know its fancy Latin name, but I love the smell of it. And I don't have any house plants. I've currently got two. I have a white pelargonium, also known as geranium, and I have this mint one that sit on the window. I don't have many indoor plants just because when I had pets, indoor plants can be quite toxic to cats and they like to eat them as well. A couple of weeks back in one of the Sunday garden videos, I was saying that I had started doing the workbook The Artist Way. So it's my second time to do it. But one of our lovely viewers last week had copped it in the footage when I was changing up the bedroom and was just asking me about it. So I thought I would give you a little update. So I am on week 9 now. I even did it when I was on holidays. And basically you do morning pages, and every week there is a new section to help your inner creative. I've actually been doing it alongside weekly therapy sessions. So I think the person had asked in the comment section, you know, was I doing it to kind of improve YouTube and work? But actually I've just been doing it alongside, you know, personal development. So it's great for doing journaling each morning. And I started going to weekly therapy sessions back in summertime. And I initially went because I was suffering quite bad from anxiety at the time. But anyone who has gone to do some therapy knows that that is only scratching the surface. I feel much better now, but I am still going and will still go throughout winter for weekly sessions. So the Artist Way has been a great way to journal and get some insights. And it's always a good way to, if you're struggling for things to talk about weekly with your therapist, just go through that journal and I'm sure you'll find something. And it is a 12-week, I suppose, program you could call it. You can do it in a group of people and share and help each other out. But I've just been doing it by myself. I think Karen is doing it as well. And then I just have weekly sessions just as a little bit of self-care, I suppose. I've also been going to weekly art classes as a treat and as a way to try something new. I'm still learning to draw. I'm not going to be an amazing artist. Well, I shouldn't have that negative self-talk, but I also need to be realistic. So yeah, I've been having a weekly art class that is just for me. Well, hello. You join me from my ironing board where I have a shaky mug of tea, hang on, and that wax jacket I was telling you about last week. I bought a secondhand Barber jacket, one of the wax ones. I think it's called a Beadnell, or they have like model names, I'm not sure. Bought a second-hand one because I watched a documentary on Barber on BBC a couple of years ago. This little documentary on the factory, and I was like, oh, I like how they make it. Anyway, I was like, I think I'd really like one of those jackets. The whole point of the wax jacket is, because a couple of people last week were asking like, what's a wax jacket? It's a wax jacket. So it's a jacket that has a wax coating on it. It's to be like designed to be fully rainproof. But the secondhand one that I bought stunk. It was stinky. So last week in the nice weather, I turned it inside out to clean the inside fabric of any smell, and I can happily report the inside smells nice. Now, I did look online and a lot of people were saying that Barbers are kind of known for being stinky, and had I known that before buying a second-hand one, I don't think I would have bought one. But I'm after buying reproofing, so wax thorn-proof dressing, keeps your Barber weatherproof and thorn-proof. So thorns won't get in. It is like a waxy material on top. So this is the one that I got, and I think the person before me may have put it in the washing machine. It says not to dry clean them and not to put them in the washing machine, because obviously it must break down the wax on top. So I'm like, how are you supposed to clean them? So there's a lot of work in them, in my opinion. But when I was in a shop and they sold Barber, and there wasn't a smell off the wax jackets. So I don't know if it's just maybe they go smelly like that. I don't know. But I bought a tin of this. It was £12. I bought it from someplace online. You can probably get it in Euro in Ireland, but it was just, I got this small size for £12 just to see. You can send your jacket off to be reproofed. And I seen a price and it was from €65. I don't like the from, because that means it could end up being a bit more spendy. So I got this second hand. I will try and save it. If it's not great, I'll just sell it on to maybe someone who is like a hardcore Barber jacket person. Or I'll send it to Barber to be reproofed and see if I can save it. But I'm hoping I can save it now. So I'm gonna get my sponge and a glove and let's see if we can bring this jacket back to life. Here's a little close-up of the jacket, of what it's looking like before. As you can see, the colour is really, really light. So I imagine there's not much wax left on it. You can see some old wax around the pocket and around like the bottom pocket. So let's try. Not gonna lie, it was at this point I instantly regretted my decision and I should have sent it off to the pros. It did say on the tin to soften the tin of wax in some warm water, which I did, but the temperature had dropped. I think if it was nice and warm like it was last week, it wasn't as warm today. So I'm using the hairdryer, so I'm waxing it on, and it reminded me of years ago I chalk painted fabric. And you have to do a lot of waxing when you chalk paint fabric, so it gave me that same vibe. So I'm putting the wax on, heating it up with my hairdryer on like a low heat, just to work it into the cotton fabric. Probably putting on too much. If there's anyone who works in the Barber factory watching, they could be cringing right now. I get the idea that the wax is kind of more of a top-up thing, and that maybe when the jacket gets really bad, it should be sent to the pro, and then sticking on that extra dressing is more just giving it a little top-up. I would love to know if you are an owner of one of these jackets. What do you do? Oh, forgot I had radio on. Britney Spears. Okay, I wanted to try this jacket on to show you the difference of what it should look like compared to what it did. Also, please ignore my ensemble today. Made me skivvies. Wow. So on one side, you can see this is what it should look like, and this is more of what the colours is like when you look online. So I've just done a sleeve and a front, as you can see from the mirror. Haven't done the back, but look at the difference. So it should look like this. So I definitely think when I bought it secondhand, maybe whoever had it before me didn't get it re-waxed. No shade, that's okay. I think I should have sent this off to be professionally re-waxed, but I'm gonna carry on. It's not as warm today than it was last week. I do think last week this would have been a better time to try and revive this jacket. I'm also getting like flashback to the 90s. I feel like my mum had a wax coat. Like, getting vibes. I feel this material feels... Did I have this as a kid? Also, the wax does not smell. It must be just like a paraffin wax or something, I'm not sure. It doesn't have the ingredients on it, but there's no scent to it. It's like working with candle wax. I was using gloves, but it just tastes like wax, or smells like wax. So that's not what the scent was. I thought maybe waxing it would make it have a scent, but it doesn't smell like anything now. So anyway, off to finish the other side. Okay, please ignore the head of me. I can't believe I show up to YouTube with this head. Sort my hair out. Maybe if I take my plait out, it'll be a bit better. A little bit better. Do I look like Kate Middleton now? I feel like Kate Middleton is Barber jacket poster child. So, I feel like this must have to dry now. First of all, I think I have managed to revive it, not to its glorious first bought out of the shop look, but I went onto the Barber Instagram because I was like, I want to see pictures of real people wearing them and what their jackets look like. A lot of you guys who have them love them, but we're saying that they're working jackets. They're for when you're in the garden, when you're out on like your walks, and then they hang up in the boot room. They are that kind of country vibey. Yeah, I think this might need a second shot of the waxing, and it may, I imagine, dry a bit lighter. Not sure, but I went onto their Instagram just to have a little look, and yeah, the vibe is like people wearing them. Like I can see that there's wear in the jacket, so I think that's how they're supposed to look. I basically went on to look to see, did mine look like theirs? So yeah, there's lots of people, pictures of people in the wax jackets and what they kind of look like. I don't know if I would purchase, well, first of all, I didn't even purchase it full price. I was too stingy. I bought a second-hand one. But to buy them full price can be anywhere from like €250 to €300, which I think is crazy for a jacket. But in the same time, a lot of people who have them for years. Like there was people in the comment section saying they had it for 20 years. They never go out of style. You just keep waxing it, get it professionally done every couple of years, and it's grand. So we like the idea of longevity. I am trying to stay away as much as I can because there's times where you do shop from fast fashion brands, but I am trying to reduce my fashion consumption and footprint, hence why I tried to buy a second hand. But I think the back of it looks good. Visualize this, it's autumn, winter time. I have my wax coat on, I have a cute knitted jumper, I've got my boots on, I'm walking in my countryside. She's a vibe. I'm like hyacinth bouquet. Remember that episode of Mrs. Bucket when she was she doing a question? No, she wasn't doing a question, but she was in like a country rig out and she looked glamorous. So yeah, if you have a look on their Instagram, give you an idea. I like seeing normal, I hate saying normal people, but like real people in what it looks like. Like, look at that girl there. She's just walking her dog with her wax coat on. She's looking fabulous. She's got the knitted jumper too. And she's got her wellies. Anyway, the saga of the wax coat. That is the vibe. I would also say that they are small-ish fit. This is UK size 10, and when I zip it up, it's perfectly like form-fitting. But if you were to put a knitted jumper underneath, I would have to go for a thin knit, because if I was to put something chunky, the boobs would be tight. Anyway, I'm gonna let this dry and then I'll see if it needs like a second coat of wax. I'm gonna like hang it up. I feel like on a sunny day this would dry much quicker, because you can see like the shine of the wax there, so I imagine that's going to dry, hopefully not shiny. But yeah, I think it needs a second. So you can see it's starting to dry here, so it might dry slightly lighter. I want to see how it dries. I may need to hair dryer any areas where there's lots of wax, or just give the whole thing another go. Anyway, or spend the 65 quid and stop being stingy and get it professionally done. But at least it doesn't smell now, so that's a win. Anyway, that's me for this video. Hope you enjoyed the rainy day. It's now not raining outside because you can hear the kids playing. So we will leave you there, and I'll see you in Sunday's garden video.